I don't know what woman decided, oh, I'm going to fight for women's rights. I'm going to be a feminist. I'm going to fight for all these things because women just ain't equal to men. I want to be independent. Look at me be independent. I don't need no man. Well, let me tell you, I just got up at 5 o'clock this morning to work and get my day started and raise my 2 children that I have. I'm standing here having my coffee and I see that my yard needs mowed. I see that I need to spread some mulch out here too. I also went in the kitchen and saw that I need to go take my trash off. And not to mention there's a pile of dishes in the sink too that I gotta do later. But that's after I work my full-time job today, you know. I can do all those things after I'm done working my full-time job. I didn't ask for no equality, okay? You women out here making videos, I just don't know why men are like this. Men are just little boys. Why are men like this? Well, they're like this because you pushed them out of the place that they were meant to stand because you thought you'd look better standing there. Now look at you. Now look at you with all your rights. You wanted the right to work, now we gotta work. Now we gotta work. You wanted the right to do it all by yourself, now we gotta do it all by ourselves. So the point here is, stop messing with biblical terms of what women and men are supposed to be. Stop trying to change them, because guess what you done did? You done messed it up for the rest of us, okay? Because I'm out here barely hanging on by a thread. I'm tired, I'm grumpy, and I sure would like somebody to mow my yard, mulch my yard, and take my trash off, but guess what? You had to go and fight for my rights. Thank you. I don't feel very honored, to be quite honest with you, but sure do appreciate you. So how about I start fighting for the right for women to just be women and men to be men? Okay? All right, thank you. That's my rant for the day. Let me go do this thing.
Let me tell y'all something. Men with money, they ain't never complaining about the things you ask for because they got money. It be the broke.
Nah, let me tell you something. It be the woman that look fine as hell complaining about broke. How is broke still getting in y'all hemisphere? How is that possible?
I have only been approached by a man in the wild one time, and let me tell you, it shook me to my core. And I haven't stopped thinking about it. This was a few years ago. I walk into a bar with a friend, and a guy sitting at the bar turned, looked at me, and gave me the "I'm gonna talk to you" vibes. I am the world's worst flirter. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how bad I am at flirting. And so I froze like a deer in the headlights, like literally frozen. I walk up to the bar to order my drink, okay? And this man walks straight up to me and says, "Hello, my name is Jim." Luckily, my friend stepped in and was like, "Hi, this is Katerina. She's so great," because I was frozen. We played some eyeball tennis back and forth in the bar for like an hour. And he came up to me and bought me and my friend a drink and got my number and was so respectful. And I was actually in complete shock because I didn't know this happened in real life. Granted, this happened to me 2 years ago and it was the only time it's ever happened to me. But men, this is the power of approaching a woman in the wild, because I truly have not gotten him out of my mind.
This man really said, "I would rather approach a hungry lion."
To all the other people who did a women and gender studies degree in the early 2000s, how's it going?
Terribly.
How did that?
It's going terribly. At least she can laugh at herself, believing the feminist propaganda, and this is how far it got you. You just wasted 4 or 5 years of your life on foolishness. Just spent, and they knew it. The biggest thing is that these professors knew they were teaching bullcrap, and they continue to teach it. Full-chested, full-throated, full steam ahead, every semester. Can you imagine sitting at the house writing up syllabi for this foolishness? Handing out, here's a syllabus for this semester. This is what we're gonna be learning. Sitting up here thinking about topics about this foolishness. No, knowing that these people gonna go out in the world and do nothing with it. Not gonna get a job. I mean, you hand it to somebody. It was like, well, what is this? What do we need this for? I mean, do you want to teach English? What can we do with this? It's a study about, if you want to study history, like, and use that as a part of your total value offering, then I can see that. Like, and here's another caveat. that they don't teach in the curriculum. Women used to do X, Y, and Z, but just teaching gender studies, these people sold y'all a bill of goods.
My last resignation for stepping down and quitting my job as husband was rejected by HR. HR stands for her right there. That's what it stands for. So I decided to write them another letter. Hold on. Here we go. Here's what I wrote. It is with heavy heart and heavier laundry basket that I submit my resignation as husband. When I began this role, I expected reasonable hours, clear expectation, and occasional appreciation. But what I received was shift work with no shift off, a rotating job description that include mind reader, handyman, and official jar opener. My performance reviews were disguised as conversation starting with, "We need to talk." Despite my best effort, the workloads continue to grow. The overtime is mandatory, the vacation requests are denied, and my retirement plan is helping you pick out throat pillars till I reach the great beyond. I will miss the free hugs and the team lunches, aka leftovers. But effective immediately, I am stepping down unless there's cheesecake in the refrigerator.
I said this once and I said it again with my chest. I would not survive as a man. If I was born a man, I think I wouldn't have made it to maybe 10 years old. The more I talk to my friends about it, the more I realize, like, you guys don't talk to each other. Anything that comes up with a problem, you guys solve it. You guys almost yourselves in the process and then just talk about it like it was no problem. Like, I was talking to my friend the other time, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I was going through this and I was going through that," and I was like, "Why didn't you tell anybody?" And then he's like, "Because no one asked." No one asked. And I'm like, okay, nobody needs to ask for you to say, you know, that you needed help. And then he's like, "No, I thought I could handle it." And that's like not even the worst things I've heard, but it is like a wild reasoning between y'all. Like, when I say you guys need therapy, that's what I mean. Like, you guys need therapy because, like, y'all don't understand. You don't understand yourselves. Honestly, like you don't, and you're just like, and that's it. And then you talk about it the next day, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, I almost kicked the chair, but here I am." Like,
Honestly, yeah, maybe he needs to speak, but I think it's funny that these women can read the body language of their friends, their female friends, and say, "Oh man, you're going through something." But they're not so in tune with body language when it comes to men. I think a lot of times these women see that there's something wrong, but they actually don't care enough to ask. But they want a man to be curious about what's going on with them. Right? They want a man to make the first move to initiate. So it's a little bit of a double standard there.
All of these women are coming back out there, older, more kids, more jaded, man after man. And you can date women, you could be by yourself, you could date a man that nobody else wants, or you could date the man that you know everybody else wants, and whether he does tactfully do a little something on the side, you're not leaving.
Women really don't want to look stupid, right? And so if we are dating a man who is hot and like we're just crossing our little fingers that like he's just not going to cheat, I think the biggest thing about it is like women, we don't want people to feel bad for us. If our community knows that we're with a guy who's really good looking, but he's cheating on us, like, because now we're able to leave, we're most likely not going to stand for that because we can't take the opinions of other people that are negative.
That's true.
As women.
Hey, they got cheated on and now they alone. They getting cheated on.
Being alone is better though.
Can we please bring back men offering to buy you a drink at a bar? Like, as a grown man, why are you sitting here talking to me for 5-6 minutes and you have not said like, "Oh hey, what are you drinking?" or sent a drink over? Like, it's common sense, common knowledge.
I was too trusting of women. I believed that women was actually suffering, that women actually was victims. I come to realize that a lot of women like this pain. They choose this pain. They want to go through the things that they're going through. Women don't want to change. They don't want a better world. They just want men to do what they want them to do. They want men to change. Women don't want to change. Women just want men to change. Women just want to control men. And I was too.
We told you that. We told you that. But a soft, a hard head is going to make a soft behind every single time.
If you're a man, I have a question for you. I am so curious to know if guys think like this too. Girls love to have like a boyfriend or like lock down a significant other when it's like holiday season, like the fall, for October, for like pumpkin patches and like, I don't know, apple pickings and, you know, just cute stuff like that. And then obviously there's Thanksgiving and Christmas time when you can do all the cute little things like go snowboarding, skiing, watch the Christmas lights, you know, all that stuff. Do guys like think about that too? Like, this is the time of year when I was single that I'd be like, oh my god, I just really want to lock in with someone right now. I don't care who, I just need to lock in because I want to do all those cute little holiday stuff with someone. And I know many girls think like that. Like, a lot of girls are like, I just want someone to do cute little holiday things with. But I don't know if that's just a girl thing. Do you guys think about that at all? Like, doing cute little pumpkin patch and like staying in and watching Harry Potter and drinking hot cocoa or something like that. Like, do you guys ever think like something like that?
So basically confirming to a lot of men that for a lot of you ladies, being in a relationship is just a fad to you. Just a fad to you.
So, I don't know if you know this, but just because I had kids with someone else doesn't mean that those kids aren't mine. That's still a whole half of me. And as a man, I'm not asking you to take over full parental obligations for my child. Their dads take care of that for them. I just want someone to love me, and then my kids just be an added bonus in that. More that they get to love of me. And the right man's gonna do that. I'm not asking you to take care of them financially. I'm not asking for literally any of that. If you love me, then the kids are just an added bonus. That's all I got.
They really don't know how a household works. They really don't.
I've gone on a couple of dates this past week that have really just raised the bar in the dating world for me, and it's going to make it impossible for me to ever accept bare minimum effort from anybody. The first guy shows up to our second date and gifts me this super cute little Gucci ring because he listened to me talk about how I wanted to step up my jewelry game. On the first day, like, I talked about my jewelry because he complimented me on it, and I was like, yeah, you know, like, I really want to like add a few pieces to my collection and just like elevate it. So he shows up with that on the second date, and also invites me to Spain with him because I talked about how I was gonna have to cancel my Europe trip because some things fell through. So he's like, well, I would love for you to accompany me. Let me know if you're able to go. I'll get your ticket. And then on that same day, I met this second guy that I just went on a date with tonight. I was actually coming out of the restroom. He was coming out of the restroom. Almost bumped into him. I kept walking. And he stops me and he's like, you're beautiful. Can I have your number? And normally I wouldn't have given him my number because I was on a different date. But the fact that he knew what he wanted and was so confident, and just the way he approached me, like, yes. I said yes. I gave him my number. We texted. He had to fly out of town, but he was like, as soon as I get back into town, I would love to take you out. Gets back today. And mind you, like, his flight was delayed, his day was chaotic, and he still like wanted to see me. So I made the time because I had a chaotic day too. And he shows up with flowers in hand, which, if you know me, you know that I love flowers. And at the end of the day, he's like, I have a second gift for you. He walks me back to my car, but we stop at his car first, and he had the flowers in his hand, and he like puts something into the flowers, gives them to me, and he's like, I just wanted to thank you because I know that you're really busy and you still made time to see me today. And I appreciate that. And he's like, I know you're an entrepreneur. So he's like, instead of getting you a gift, he's like, I thought it would be better to just give you some cash. That way you can use it and spend it however you'd like. He thanked me. He's like, I don't expect anything from you. He's like, I just appreciate your time and appreciate that you like came out and saw me even though you were busy. And he's like, I respect your hustle, your grind. And he's like, I just want to make your life easier however I can. So yes, I don't know how I could ever like accept anything less than moving forward.
Dude in the comments said, why you ain't with them? I think that's what we're all trying to figure out. This woman is getting cracked. She's getting cracked. She's not saying it, but that's exactly what's happening.
Take that broke boyfriend seriously. Men don't fall in love once they're rich. The purest stage of love for us is during the struggle.
Not only should you just stay single, you shouldn't even give a man the time of day. Okay? Because tell me why this man asked my friend to like set us up. He like followed me on Instagram and was like trying to DM me, and she put in a good word. So I was like, all right, you know what? Like, let me just see what he's about. This weekend, I went to this little like fashion show thing, and I posted a picture of all the girls, and it was me and 2 other girls. He swiped up on the story and goes, who's that in the middle? I was not in the middle. I was to the right. So okay. And it's just funny, if it was like a one-time thing that we talked, fine. But no, he's been following me for like 3 years. He asked her to put us on, to like put put him on like 6 months ago. And he's been shooting his shot every single time. And just recently have we actually like started a talk. And he swipes up on my story and goes, who's that in the middle? You know what? I don't know that girl. I don't know. Figure it out.
Maybe I'm understanding it wrong, but you said he's following you for 3 years. 6 months ago, he asked your friend to hook you and him up or put you two in touch. She did. And so for 6 months, he's been trying to get with you. And just recently you were like, okay, I'm going to give him a shot. You don't. Maybe I'm hearing you wrong. You don't see anything wrong with that?
Black women do not be having the options that they say they got. And before you jump in my comments, no, I don't have a man. No, I don't have options. Okay, so I beat you to it. There you go. I already beat you to it. So if that's all you care about, you can go and scroll past this video. Anyway, black women do not be having the options that they say they got, because my whole thing is, if you say you have an option, that means you like that option. That means you are considering that option. Correct. So women be talking about, we got options. Oh, a man is the easiest thing to get. But the man y'all be talking about, you don't even want the man. Y'all don't even want to take this man serious. These men you're not attracted to these men. You don't want them. You really just wasting their time, because you're not even taking them serious. You're not considering being with them for real. You're not considering being in a relationship with them or nothing. You don't like them. So how would you consider somebody an option that you don't want? Like, just think about this. If I have 2 t-shirts, they're both options. I like both these t-shirts. I like both of them. They're options. But I only can choose one. That's an option. I like both of them, so they're both options. But I can only choose one, okay? That's what an option is. Y'all be in this delusional mindset that you got options, but the options that y'all claim y'all got, you don't even want them. So why would you claim them as an option? Do y'all be knowing what y'all be saying when y'all be saying this stuff? Like, y'all be thinking y'all sound so smart. Y'all think y'all ate when y'all be saying this stuff like, oh, I got options, oh, a man is the easiest thing to get. Ma'am, you sound crazy and delusional. If the man that you claim is an option, if you don't want him, he's not an option. That don't make sense to y'all? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm delusional. I don't know what it is, but y'all don't be making no sense to me.
Stunting for the gram.
Get it?
Stunting for the gram is what they doing. Stunting for the gram status is really all that is. Just losers, man.
People. So, you remember last week I posted the video about making eye contact with the man in the grocery store and asking y'all if eye contact was enough and all that. Well, y'all definitely came through. The comments were flooded, and that video reached nearly 15,000 people. So obviously this is a conversation that people have a lot of thoughts on. And I'm glad that, we had this conversation. So basically the fellas were like, times have changed, and they're not approaching unless we give them the green light. So unless we give them the green light, which does not include just eye contact, it includes us approaching them, saying hello, whatnot, they're staying in their lane until that happens. So that was interesting because I honestly didn't know men felt this way. It also tells me that dating is hard on both sides. To be clear, I have no problem with a man approaching me out in public if they do it in a kind and respectful manner. And I honestly believe my girlfriends feel the same way. So I don't know these other women, but I'm okay with it if you come correct. So yeah, eye contact is not enough. You got to say some words. Dating in 2025, the mind games, the anxiety, the overthinking, it almost feels like you're trying to decode some type of message and you don't have all the information, but you're trying, you really are trying to decode this secret message. That's how it feels. That's dating 2025. But I am glad that we are having the conversation and we're talking about it because it's obviously something that a lot of people feel strongly about. So I'm glad that we're having this conversation. So let's keep it going. Okay.
I don't know how to explain this. Only a select few people will understand what I'm talking about. But I think when men continuously get their wives or girlfriend pregnant, I feel like it's a form of abuse because there's no way you mean to tell me you need 7 kids with this lady. Bitch, do not play with me.
You don't know how to explain this because it's utter nonsense. And where is the line? What is the limits of this American feminism thinking? And again, I'm for actual feminism, treating people equally. What I'm not for is the perverted version of feminism, which is American feminism. Now think about this. American feminism has shifted, or maybe a lot of people say the entire target has always been this, but it's shifted from equality to superiority. And what social media has done is allow people who have no idea what they're talking about subjects to give their opinions. And then we end up with opinions like this, where creating more humans is now a bad thing, continuing the human race. And you saw she had to make a caveat. I feel like only certain type of person will get this. Yeah, another delusional person, another severely delusional person, but it speaks to the bourgeoisie nature of American feminism. Like real feminism is talking about women at the very low. This sort of thinking can only happen in a first world country.
Somebody in the comments said, so what do they call it when a woman has 4+ kids and 3+ baby daddies? Somebody else in the comments said, hearing her stupidity is a form of abuse. Another person said, 7 kids was a mid-sized family back in the day. Catholic neighborhoods saw families with a dozen kids. A dozen kids is wild, I'm not going to lie to you. But I think on my mom's side, 5 or 6. I think on my dad's side, just about the same. 5 or 6. And they all played with each other. You had multiple cousins. Pause, by the way. Everybody knew everybody, basically. Miss Smith down the road was well aware of who your mother was. The principal, the teacher, the police officers, the pastor. You literally could not go anywhere in those towns, at least where my parents stayed at, and they didn't know who you were, who you came from, your family history. You do something in school, somehow the neighborhood would find out about it. You would be walking home, you'd get a whooping, and by the time you got home, mom would usually be at home. You would get a whooping, and then when dad got home, you'd be asleep. He'd come in there and wake you up, and you get a whooping again. Or you could wake up the next day and he'd give you a whooping after work. It don't matter. It don't matter. But that's how a lot of people, maybe not everywhere, but that's how a lot of people used to do it. I don't know what you guys got going on today. Not saying that you have to have 7 kids, but you guys don't. My entire point is you guys don't care about anybody but yourself.
Be very careful who y'all listen to on this app. A lot of people do a lot for clout and attention, or they trauma dump and trauma bond with y'all so that everybody can be in the same type of club, or to feel heard or feel seen. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of creators talk about how they hate being married, or they're crying about their marriages, they regret getting married, or they left their husband. And then when you go watch the follow-up content, because they'll put one thing out, they'll put one narrative out, that they've left or that they don't want to be there, it's horrible. And then when they get the backlash, or when a few people are like, wait, what, huh? Then they gaslight the audience as if the audience is crazy for interpreting what they just watched, and they're still with the men. I've seen that twice this week. One young lady, and I'm not shading any creators, but one young lady left her family, went to Nashville just for 3 months. She's already back at home, taking care of the kids. The other young lady was crying about how she hates marriage, people shouldn't get married, you know, this, that. Then the last thing she posted, her and her husband talking about how much they love each other. Y'all are letting people who are venting, who are having a moment, who are going through things, they're doing therapy online and on TikTok, and that's their prerogative. They can do whatever they want to do, but they're trauma dumping their situation or their temporary emotions onto y'all. And then they're telling women how horrible marriage is. They're staying in their marriages while y'all be like, see, that's why I'm not getting married. I'm gonna stay single. That's not weird to y'all? And I'm not saying this to go attack or go find or anything like that. I'm just saying I need y'all to really pay attention to what's going on. There's definitely an agenda. And it's just like, if your marriage was that bad to come to the internet and tell us all strangers how horrible it is, but you stay because y'all have said y'all are with good men, then why bring everybody into your emotions? Why tussle up the internet and then gaslight the audience by saying they didn't see what they saw? Or gaslight the audience like we the crazy ones for believing you were so unhappy that you were leaving, but then you turn around and be like, I didn't leave. Y'all have to be careful, because people, I've been trying to tell y'all this, people only tell you a portion of the story. People only tell you their side and what they want you to know. Everybody does not have y'all's best interests at heart. Everybody does not care that, yes, their video does impact your life. Some people are like, oh, well, I'm not saying that you should do that, but you clearly say that marriage is this and marriage is that and nobody should get married. Y'all have to be careful of these everybody that create content, everybody that come on here trauma dumping does not have your best interests at heart. They don't. I see it all the time, and I just watch, and I haven't said anything in a very long time, y'all. I've been minding my business, but this is a problem and an issue. And guess the Kool-Aid gets drank by the single women who are like, oh, see, I don't know. So many women saying marriage sucks, but they're staying in their marriages. So don't let these people talk you out your spot. If you want to be married, great. If you don't, great too. But I said what I said because I see what I see. And a lot of these women are coming over here telling y'all a one-sided story, trauma dumping on y'all, making y'all feel bad and rallying in the comments for whatever reason, and then doing something totally different once their feelings calm down. I told y'all, feelings are fleeting. You're going to have feelings in your marriage, good, bad, or indifferent. That's a part of it. But coming to gather the troops to rally behind your emotions and then just dump and leave is weird. I'm sorry, it is.
There's a guy in the comments said, I have a female friend whose grandmother tells her to never get married, never commit to a man while happily married, and has not worked. Has not worked in decades. Has not worked in decades. Just talking because they have nothing else to do.